My queen, please accept my heart. My queen, please look at me. Accept my heart.
You foolish man. Don't you know that the world revolves around my bum bum?
I know. My queen, I know.
In the village of Nunu, there lived a woman whose name alone could make people stop and turn their heads. Madame Hipsy. She was famous everywhere. Her hips were wide and full, shaped like the moon resting gently on the land. When she walked through the village, the ground seemed to move with her. When she danced, even the wind slowed down, as if it wanted to watch her properly. The elders used to whisper. The gods used extra clay when they made that woman. Some even said the spirits laughed with joy while creating her. Men followed her everywhere, young and old, rich and poor, like bees chasing sweet honey. Madame Hipsy. Queen of curves. Owner of the shaking earth. They bowed before her. They praised her beauty. They sang songs in her honor. And Madame Hipsy? She only laughed. A proud, confident laugh, the kind that said she knew her power and enjoyed every bit of it. Every evening, Madame Hipsy would sit outside her house on a finely carved wooden stool. She sat tall, her chin lifted high, her eyes sharp and proud, like a queen judging her people from a throne. Men came from different parts of the village to see her. Some came holding fat goats, hoping the gifts would impress her. Others came carrying shiny gold and expensive cloth. Some came with nothing but sweet words, shaking hands, and hearts full of fear. They stood before her, sweating and nervous. But Madame Hipsy waved them away like annoying flies. Your pockets are too empty, she would say. Your shoulders are too weak. Your destiny is too small to carry my hips. The men did not argue. Instead, they knelt on the dusty ground. They clapped, sang, and even danced foolishly just to please her. Yes, my queen. The world revolves around your bum-bum. They shouted until their throats hurt. And Madame Hipsy believed every word. Her pride grew taller than the tallest Iroko tree. Her laughter rang louder than the village drums, filling the air with confidence, pride, and a little bit of madness. One morning, as the sun slowly rose over the village, a man arrived. He did not shout to announce himself. He did not boast or draw attention. He walked calmly, wearing simple clothes, but his sandals were made from fine leather. Anyone who looked closely could tell he was not an ordinary man. His eyes were calm, the kind of calm that comes from a man who has seen wealth, hardship, and success, and survived them all. This man was Balobu, the great cocoa farmer from the far hills. His farms fed towns and kingdoms far beyond the village. His name was known in many places. As he entered the village, women whispered to one another. Men stood up straight. Even the elders rose from their seats in respect. But Madame Hipsy only adjusted her dress and laughed softly. So this is the man everyone is shaking for, she said with a mocking smile. He looks like someone who would beg for my attention. When Balobu walked toward her with calm respect, she turned her back on him without a second thought. You are not my standard, she said loudly so everyone could hear. My hips do not bow to cocoa farmers. The crowd gasped. The air grew quiet. Even the wind seemed to stop moving. But Balobu did not argue. He did not raise his voice. He only smiled, a quiet, knowing smile, then turned and walked away. While Madame Hipsy chased praise and admiration, Another woman lived quietly at the edge of the village. Her name was Susu. Every morning, she fetched water before the sun fully rose. She greeted elders with respect and kindness. She spoke softly, but her words carried warmth and truth. Balobu noticed her, not because of her beauty, but because her spirit felt peaceful and pure. One evening, under the soft light of the moon, he spoke to her. And she listened. Not to impress him, not to show pride, but simply to understand. Soon, the whole village came together. Not for Madame Hipsy, not for her famous hips, not for her pride or beauty. They gathered for Susu, the quiet one no one used to notice. The day of the wedding felt like a festival sent from the gods. Drummers came from far and near, beating rhythms that shook the ground. Dancers filled the open space, their feet moving like fire. Cows were slaughtered, food was shared, and laughter filled the air. It was a celebration the village would remember for generations. At the edge of the crowd stood Madame Hipsy. Her hips were still wide. Her beauty was still there. But something inside her felt heavy and empty. She watched as Susu walked beside Balobu, smiling softly, surrounded by love and respect. As the couple danced, the people began to sing together. That night, Madame Hipsy sat alone outside her house. There were no voices calling her name. No men praising her beauty. No laughter. No music. Only silence sat beside her. The same place that was once full of noise and attention now felt cold and empty. The moon shone above her, but it brought no comfort. The wind passed by, but it carried no joy. For the first time, Madame Hipsy felt something she had never felt before. Regret. She thought about all the men she had chased away. She remembered the pride in her voice, the laughter, the insults. She remembered how she believed the whole world was meant to bow before her. Now, she understood the truth. Beauty can open doors. But only character can keep them open. Beauty can attract eyes. But only humility can win hearts. As the night grew deeper, Madame Hipsy lowered her head. The pride that once lifted her high had now left her standing alone. And so, the village remembered her not as a queen, not as the woman everyone praised, but as the woman who let pride steal her destiny. If you enjoyed this story and you love deep African folktales with meaning, you're in the right place. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's keep these stories alive. Thank you for watching.